will go to the effort of getting my little bowl out because I'll be honest with you, it's brand new and I've hardly got to use it yet. So starting with just a few deep breaths. And finding a meditation position that feels comfortable for you. So starting to notice where your body makes contact. So if you're sitting, it might be the bum or the thighs on the chair. If you're lying, you might notice your back on the floor. Or if your knees are bent, you might notice the soles of the feet on the floor. And seeing if you can find a posture that feels relaxed but dignified and alert. You might just want to get a sense of what it's like to be you in your body right now. What are you carrying from the day? What stories, what thoughts, what sensations in the body are calling for your attention? And if we can, just trying as best as possible to bring ourselves to this present moment now. So with each out breath, sinking a little deeper into the position you've chosen, releasing into gravity, sinking down, down, down into the earth. Feeling grounded and stable. You might like to notice what your breath is doing at the moment. What's the quality of the breath? Does it feel tight and restricted? Or perhaps it feels like it's flowing quite well today. You don't need to judge this, you can just simply observe what's the quality of your breath right now. So perhaps we can now bring our awareness to the feet. So noticing if your feet are making contact with the ground, or perhaps if you're lying down, they might be exposed to the air, the elements around you. Noticing if you can feel any sensations on the soles of the feet.
Shannon, could you speak a little louder? Some of our participants are having difficulty hearing you.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thank you. So we're bringing attention to the feet at the moment, noticing if there's any sensations in the soles of the feet. What's the temperature around the soles of the feet? And can you bring the awareness up through the ankles? Into the shins, the bony parts of the legs. Into the calf muscles around the back of the legs. So just noticing, can you feel anything here? Or perhaps there's an absence of sensations, and that's fine, you can just notice that too. And moving up through to the knees. Can you get a sense of what it might be like to be inside the knees? So for many of us, they've probably been working quite hard all day. And if you like, you can gently move your legs a little to see if you can get a sense of those joints working, if that's comfortable. Now we can come up through the thighs, the big muscles in the legs. So what do you notice here? What's interesting about this part of the body for you? What does it feel like where the thighs make contact with the chair, with the floor? And just notice what's happened to your mind now. Are you still bringing attention to the thighs, or have you wandered off onto a thought, a worry, a plan? And if your mind has wandered, then we don't need to judge that. We can just simply bring the mind back, bring the awareness back where we're currently resting at the thighs. We can celebrate that moment of awareness as a magic moment of mindfulness, a success in the practice. Call in the mind back as often as we need to. Settle in at the thighs, noticing the sensations. So travelling up now into the pelvis area, into the hips. And noticing what happens here as we breathe in and out. Can we watch the breath? Can we feel the breath go into this area? The sensations might be ever so subtle, but can you get a sense of the opening, the expansion on the in-breath? And a flattening on the out-breath. And is there a sense of the breath very, very gently massaging this area? Filling it with fresh oxygen, massaging the organs. And noticing if we've got any discomfort anywhere, any pain, any tension, can we send some kindness in with that breath to that area? Can we give it that little bit of attention that it might be requiring? And perhaps if there is any pain anywhere, we can just place a really kind hand over that area of the body. And show some understanding, some compassion. And we may find that with that in-breath, a little bit of tension releases each time. And of course, if it ever feels uncomfortable to be in that area of discomfort, we can move away from it as well. Coming back to the breath, into a safe place in your body. So tend to notice whether, has your mind jumped ahead? Are you exploring somewhere else in the body already? Are you feeling the need to rush through the practice? Where's your mind taking you? So bringing the mind back to the pelvis, we're going to work up through the body, into the stomach area. And sometimes it can be helpful to place your hands ever so lightly on your stomach, perhaps just with the middle fingers touching. And as we breathe in and out, getting a sense for the movement in the stomach, expanding on the in-breath, the flattening on the out-breath, and the way that the fingers gently part and come back together. So following your natural breath, not trying to change anything, exaggerate anything, just noticing what your breath wants to do right now. Perhaps we want to travel around to the back of the body, the lower back. Maybe bring some curiosity to this area. Can you feel the breath in this area at all? Can you get a sense of the breath filling the back, perhaps with warm or cool, fresh air? Does that breath want to travel up the spine at all? Can you get a sense of it starting from the lower back, travelling up the spine? Perhaps it's climbing the individual vertebrae. What sensations are present for you in the back right now? And can we come into the shoulders? What do they feel like? Do you notice any tension, any holding? Or are they feeling quite soft and loose today? And if you wanted to experiment with dialing up those sensations, you could ever so gently roll the shoulders, perhaps one direction and then reverse that direction. Noticing, can you hear any crunching, clicking? Always staying within what feels possible and safe for you. Notice the tendency to want to exaggerate movements, to push yourself to that hard edge where it's uncomfortable. Just bring a tiny bit of movement just so we can notice what sensations are in the shoulders for us right now. And And perhaps we can now just let the hands hang loose at the sides of the body, or return them back to our resting on our stomach. Maybe noticing the after effect of any movement that you've done. Noticing where's the mind gone now. If you need to call the mind back, we can do that kindly. We can invite it to come back to the shoulders. Perhaps now we start to move up into the neck. All those neck muscles that hold our heavy heads on us all day. Maybe we've been bent over at a computer, gardening, watching TV. How's the neck feeling? Does it want to move? Does it want to gently turn from each side or gently roll? What would feel good for your neck right now? And if we are to move the neck at all, how can we do that in the gentlest, kindest way possible? I'm not trying to achieve anything. Maybe we bring the head back to stillness now. We can travel up into the jaw. Noticing, are you holding onto your jaw? Are you gripping at all? Are you forcing the mouth to be shut? So we can take this moment, no one's watching. We can wiggle the jaw. We can make some funny faces and noticing what happens when you do this. When you move the jaw with some playfulness, what happens? So perhaps you've noticed a smile forming, some funny thoughts, some judgments. We can just let those come and go and return back to resting in the sensations of the jaw. Moving up into the cheeks. Can we notice anything here? We get a sense of what it's like inside the cheek, in the warm mouth, or on the outside of the cheeks where they're exposed, perhaps the cold air, the autumnal air that many of us are experiencing right now. Coming up into the nose, noticing the quality of the breath through the nostrils, the temperature of the breath in the nostrils. Up into the eyes. Noticing how your eyes are feeling. Are they feeling heavy? Are they feeling fresh, awake? Can you get a sense of the eyelids covering the eyes? And coming up into the brow. And that little area of space between the two eyebrows. And then resting at the top of the head on the scalp. Seeing if you can get a sense of those tiny millions of hairs resting on top of the scalp. What does that feel like? And now perhaps we can just let go of any effort. Maybe we can just sit doing nothing for just a few seconds. So nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just resting in this body on this day, together with many, many other people with the same intention as us. All these bodies resting together online in different parts of the world. What does that feel like? Perhaps we can now start to become aware of any sounds in the room, maybe even outside of the room, in the street. We get a sense maybe for the other people sharing the same space with us, friends, family, pets. And when it feels good, maybe we want to just introduce a tiny little bit of movement into the body as we prepare to come out of this practice. You might want to stretch. You might want to shake the hands or shake the legs, whatever feels good for you. Introduce a little bit of gentle movement. And then when we feel ready, we can bring this practice to a close and we can rejoin all of our friends on the screen. So take your time to come out of that practice, everyone. Of course, if you want to stay in it, please do. Nice early night, perhaps, in the cards for some of us. Great. So it's lovely to see all the comments coming in the chat. I'm really glad that we got to have this spontaneous practice tonight. Well, spontaneous for me anyway. I'm sure you guys were pretty much in the mood for it. But yeah, so I'm going to read out some of the comments now. I'm so sorry if I don't get through them all. But maybe just pop a few words in the chat of how you're feeling now. Sometimes it's nice just to name 3 words about the story, about the judgments, just 3 words of how you're doing right now. Grateful, calm. I'm reading all your lovely comments as well. Thank you so much. I'll get really embarrassed if I read all those out. I'll just go bright red. So I am reading them, I promise, and I will save this chat afterwards. Cozy, peaceful, rested. Lovely. Happy, content, peaceful. Much calmer, headache is gone. Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Maybe the person who wrote that could reflect on at what point did you notice the headache was gone? That's interesting, isn't it? So peaceful, aware. Chilled, present, relieved for you. I don't know if you mean relieved that I came or relieved on my behalf. Tired, here, connected. Centered, grounded, connected. Soft, ease, smiley. Yeah, I feel smiley too. Eased, relaxed, grateful. Yeah, lots of well wishes for Vidyamala as well. Thank you. Yeah, I will check in on Vidyamala. I think I might have noticed that she popped up at one point. So Vidyamala, if you are here, do raise a hand. But she might have popped up and then disappeared again, probably knowing that she'd scare the living daylights out of me if I realised she was on a meditation I was leading. Oh my goodness. In fact, that's a funny story I can share with you actually as a little behind the scenes exclusive. I am just finishing my teach training pathway actually, and I was leading my practice course, which is the final thing that we have to do before being accredited. By the way, if you need to head off, do head off. We're 4 minutes over, so no need to listen to this story. But yeah, so I was about to lead the first session of my practice course and I was terrified. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I could do it. And yeah, the social anxiety was through the roof. And so my friend Ollie was one of the participants on there. And Ollie, as many of you all know, used to work for Breathworks. So he logged on, but I didn't know because in the Zoom room, the name that popped up was Vidyamala. And I was like, why is Vidyamala joining my practice course? I was terrified. And so when Ollie did pop up, I thought, okay, he's using the account, that's fine. And I delivered this like introduction to Breathworks, was like fangirling Vidyamala, saying how amazing she is and this whole approach that she's delivered and everything like that. And then we went on to introductions, and I was kind of like, everyone was introducing themselves. And then Ollie's like, oh yeah, I'm actually at Vidyamala's house right now. And I like froze in absolute panic. And it turned out that just as I'd been fangirling over Vidyamala, she had walked past, and now I'm terrified to ever do anything online again. So yeah, we'll have to discourage Vidyamala from coming and watching this particular session, because I'd feel very, very self-conscious. Oh, great. So perhaps that's a good place to leave it. And I'm really happy that you guys all stayed on. Thank you so much for persevering with us. And thank you so much to Mark as well for holding the fort and getting in touch so quickly. I really hope that you guys have been able to still get what you wanted out of the session, and wishing you a really lovely evening or morning if you're on the other side of the world. So yeah, if you do want to unmute and say goodbye, please do. I'll hang around for a little bit. Otherwise, enjoy your evenings.
Well done.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you so much. Very grateful.
Thank you.
Shannon.
Lovely.
Bye. Take care.
Well done. Bye-bye, Shannon. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Have a peaceful night. Be kind to yourselves.
You too.
Thank you.
See you later.
Fabulous, Shannon. Thanks for jumping in.
I knew you were
Great job.
like, oh, a good
Great job.
meditation. So glad you came. Glad you enjoyed.
Namaste.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Thanks, Shannon. Have a great evening.
You're very welcome. Nice to see you.
Shannon, you did not exhibit 1 ounce of nervousness. Just to let
Thank you, Ed.
despite what you were feeling, you were as natural as could be. So you need to take that. You need to take that. I'm just holding up a very real mirror. I'm sure lots of other people would have thought the same. You were great.
Thank you very much. I'm really glad that we got to meditate together. It was a nice surprise to the evening. So thank you for hanging around and joining in. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. All right. Is that all right, Mark? Do you want me to hang around for anything else, or?
No, that's absolutely fine, Shannon. Thank you so much for this evening. It was a lovely practice.
Oh, good. Mark, thank you so much for holding the space and being a friendly face to go in it with. Thank you so much. And we'll see you around. I'll check in with Vidyamala. Oh, it's just us now. Yeah. I'll check in with Vidyamala. I hope she's all okay. I know that she's got a lot on her mind. So
Yeah, I did get a WhatsApp message in our little group, and she said, "Oh no, I forgot. It's the first." Bless her.
Yeah, I know. When does she ever exactly? It's going to be point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
But like I say, thank you so much for a lovely practice.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you so much, and thanks for the just